Hey, Mrparka here to review Cabin Fever Patient Zero. This is the third in the Cabin Fever series, and I must admit, you know, some people I know hate the first one, hate the second one. Not many people I know like both of them. I am one of those people that enjoys both of them. The first, is by Eli Roth, and the second, although very poorly edited and kind of a mess in a lot of places, was just over the top, goofy, gross fun, and it had Mark Center in it, so I kind of was a sucker for it. Although it was a very bizarre film all around, kind of, like I said, kind of a mess. This one follows these two linear stories going on. It's kind of strange. We have this patient who is kind of like a carrier, but he's immune to the virus, and they have him isolated in this. It's played by Sean Astin, you know, from Lord of the Rings, The Goonies, Rudy, Willy's, tons and tons of movies, and he's quarantined, and he's kind of being driven mad, being in there for 2 months, and they're poking and prodding him, and of course something goes wrong. He kind of revolts a little bit, and they get locked down in this room with him. Well, not in the room, but in this little small facility with him, and people are trying to figure out what to do. Meanwhile, there is a guy on his, his bachelor party, last-minute bachelor party. He's in this South American country getting married, and they decide to go out to this island and party it up. Him, his brother, his best friend, and a couple childhood best friends. So there's 4 of them, and they go out, and it's kind of weird that you have this big, serious, almost like this government facility going on, and then on the side you have this almost like immature or partying people going out at the same time. It's almost like 2 different films at points. Definitely is. And they're going out and snorkeling and plan to smoke a lot of weed and do drugs. You know, the typical thing that 17-year-olds do, but 30-year-olds in the movie. But what happens is they end up partying, and they're snorkeling, and they come down with the disease from the films. A couple of them start to get really sick. One in particular, the female that's with them. This opens up the film for these kind of outrageous, ridiculous gore scenes that happen, a couple here and there. It starts off slow, but as the movie progresses, it seems to get more ridiculous and over the top, which is kind of weird, kind of reminiscent of the first Cabin Fever when he hits the deer that comes out of nowhere, and you're just like, and during the commentary of that film, I believe E. Roth said, if you're in it this far and you still like it, that's not going to be a deal breaker for you here. So they kind of recreate the stupidity as it progresses as the film goes on, and not to mention the fact that there's kind of a shout out to, you know, the fingering of the wound scene in the first one. This time they take it a little step further, and it involves oral sex. You guys probably can guess what happens, but the film is a little goofy at points, and it is pretty serious at points, but it gets goofy as the film progresses, and its special effects and its death and things like that. But by the end, of course, the 2 stories intertwine, and there is a twist. But of course, there's some continuity errors at the end. Some of the special effects, you know, obviously they weren't, they couldn't maneuver a lot in the special effects outfit, so it would change here and there at the end. There's a lot of stuff. They build up a couple moments in the film. I'll just say big black dildo, and you know what, a lot of people probably dislike this movie because they keep comparing it to the first, and they probably hated the second because they compared it to the first, or they're comparing this to the first and the second. None of them are alike. They don't even seem like they're anywhere near each other as far as they're made, but as far as the tone and mood and things like that. I mean, like, they do try to create the goofy stuff in this, and like the first one, and the second one had a lot of goofy moments too. The second one is probably the goofiest, but I must say I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, there is a rotting chick fight, which is kind of silly, but also great at the same time. I can't hate this movie. I enjoyed it. I like Sean Astin working and being in movies. I enjoy him pretty much in everything he does. So that was a plus. And the twist is kind of cool at the end. The ending, you know, could have used a little bit more. A few of the main characters, you know, I don't want to give too much, but they don't have a good ending to them. I mean, when you're in a gore film like this, a lot of people are melting and falling apart and stuff like that. Just to kind of lazily kill off a couple, maybe the special effects ran out, or they didn't want to do it, or something like that. But I think they could have came up with something a little better. Another thing about the film is, what was I getting at? Oh, the people infected at this point seem to be crazier than they were in the other films. They're kind of going mad. more so dangerous, and they almost seem like inevitably this happens with a lot of films, is they kind of turn into zombie-like creatures, which has been done very, very often in a lot of newer horror films, with anybody being sick or infected or crazy, or they just kind of turn into zombies at this point in horror films. But yeah, I like this movie. It's stupid, it's goofy. I mean, it's not anything that you haven't probably seen before, but it's a nice contamination flick, and also a nice, stupid, people going out and dying type horror flick, with some cool effects at points and some over-the-top ridiculousness that doesn't necessarily fit the tone at the whole time, but I like it. I'd watch it, and I'd tell somebody else to watch it. I mean, if you guys know what you're getting yourself into, then you should have no problem enjoying this. This is Cabin Fever Patient Zero. I think it came out last Tuesday. So, check it out.
We are on the verge of a global pandemic. You are the only known carrier of this virus. That makes you patient zero.
All right. Whoa, bro. Your brother and I conspired to pull this off. One last night of freedom with the old crew, full of beer, sun, and virgin bitches. Beaches. Beaches. Beaches.
Deserted paradise, huh?
It's supposed to be Virgin Beach. Yeah. Nobody home. Nobody home. Wish us luck. What happened?
Graveyard out there.
Penny thinks she saw something. Josh, what happened? I think Penny's sick.
Listen, Penny needs help. There was a structure on the north side of the island. It's worth a shot.
Hey, Mark! Is anybody there? We need medical attention, please.
You're ridiculous.
What happened in here?
The girl on her boat. Don't you move. He could never leave this island. Stay the hell away from me.
Why?
No.
Where's Josh?
You can't just keep experimenting on me.
What we have in that cage, it is the engine of a new life form, and make no mistake, it wants to destroy us. You should have left when I told you.
He's gonna leave you behind.